Yes, as the title says, in this video we're going to learn how to be an effective rat in Arena Breakout, how to be that sneaky bastard who waits for the perfect opportunity for strike through and get away with the loot. As one wise man said before, these clips are better enjoyed in YouTube rather than in your kill cam. So if you are those players who takes T6 or T5 and mindlessly runs towards the gunshots eager for PvP, unfortunately this video is not for you. So keep doing that, somebody has to fix the rats. Anyway, back for being a professional rat. This game is focused heavily on PvP, players seeking fights, loot and run to the nearest extract with some good loot, rinse and repeat, hoping for them to get a hands of a juicy red item or a sick modded gun. But us rats, we seek to prey for those guys, ambushing them in an unsuspected angle, waiting for them patiently, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Then take the shot, loot and get away with it, knowing that we only had to shoot that guy to earn the loot. Kinda like a Luke Piñara, or no? Or a tax collector, you know, you can pick your poison on your approach here. And for those who think this is immoral, let me tell you, this is fair game until your screen says perfect rate. It ain't my fault you failed to check a spot or you didn't look up, so that's on you. Remember that X-fields are not hallowed ground. You gotta be checking at all times, and this video is going to be useful for both of the wars. To a rat to learn how to fish juicy gear, or to a PvP addicted chat to know where to look. After all, warfare is based on deception. Well, to be a successful rat, you need to learn these 5 steps. When applied together, this ensures you to have a good chance to get away with the backpack full, and of course a smile on that ratty face. And those methods are?
My usual method is prepare intensely, study the problem, learn everything I can, analyze all approaches, and then perfect execution.
That's right, some hitman knowledge here is applied. So the first step is prepare intensely. To be a rat, you need to learn patience, discipline and persevering. Since patience is used to wait for your victim, discipline is to learn when to pull the trigger or wait a little bit more, and persevering is if you wait 30 minutes and you fail, you get killed. Yes, ratting has its own science, and for those who claim that ratting is a cheap tactic, you can say, if ratting is such a cheap and no skill tactic, why you fall for it, since you have more skill than me, right? The second step here is to study the problem. What is your biggest problem as a rat? There are several. There's one that is the T7s, squats, T6 armor, grenades. There's a lot of problems that you can face with ratting, so you don't have to overcome every problem. Just worry about for what you can control and don't stress out for things that are out of your control, like someone bringing a T7 for example. So in general, analyze all your problems that you could have on certain maps, trace a plan, and of course good luck in your crusade. The third step says, learn everything you can. This one is the most powerful method of all of life, since knowledge is power and learning a map is crucial. You gotta treat the map like you are an urban planner, where people is gonna spawn, where's people's gonna be, where are the exfil, learn the jump spots, use them against the chats. Do you believe Turbo Sweat chat is going to learn where you can hide? Those are more interested on the meta gun, meta armor, what gun shoots faster, and learning the movement of the game. So use that weakness and exploit it. And also knowledge can come from others. Don't be afraid to watch content creators. Watch the chat creators so you can watch how they behave in a certain situation, what are the thought process, which exfil they take, because remember that people watch these guys and tend to copy their behavior. So take this into account, and also learn from other rats, since you can see others in spots where you can learn. That's how I learned some of my spots and learn everything about this game it comes through the writing. So take some time to watch others, learn from them, don't be afraid to use that, and trace your own plan and avoid being counter rat. Also, these steps covers the most important thing of all, a loadout. knowing which guns are the best for the job, which are not, where you are going to camp. For example, if you are going to Camp Nordrich for Amrock, it is best to use a long-range gun like SVT, a Mosin or SVD, and if you are going to Camp the Dam or Camp Farm or Armory, those close quarter maps, it is best to use a close range SMG. It's all about analyzing the situation and act accordingly. And yes, don't worry, I'll give you some of my loadouts to camp. This loadouts is recommended for lockdown, since in Forbidden I haven't camped yet, so I'm gonna talk on the things that I have experience with and not give something that I don't know about. The base of your loadout has to be a cheap helmet, cheap protection, and a cheap gun, but being cheap doesn't mean it is not effective, so you gotta balance that out. So my first recommendation is common knowledge. It is the SH12 helmet. This is the right choice, the signature helmet of a grubbing PMC and a filthy rat. This helmet has a tier 3 protection and comes with a headset included, so you can have both things on one single cheap package. For armor, I don't recommend something above T3. For several reasons. A rat never seeks a fight, so if you're gonna bring armor to comply with the 100k price tag required to enter, since remember the best armor in this game is not to be seen, and you can use either an armor rig, these two are just fine, or use this armor with the biker vest, since this vest conceals your armor color, and for example if you are using a tan armor, the biker vest helps you a lot. Other than that, this is how it looks like being a rat, and this is the loadout that I can recommend you. For the gun, always pick a gun which is the best for use with leg meta, so the MP5, the MPX and the 9mm Vector are your best choices here, since all of the three guns shares one common singularity. You have 50 round magazines to work with, because this is important to have 15 shots to blast to your victim, especially with squads, since leg meta ammo will down the opponent rather than killing them. In teams, in solo it's an instant death, so stick to these guns and you are fine. Remember, no armor is capable of protecting the legs, so exploit this to your advantage while you can. And don't forget to bring the essential painkillers, spare bullets, meds, and food, and that's how our rat loadout looks like. So remember, treat your gun right and she will treat you right. Even in the most dire situation, trust your instincts and binge some knowledge, because remember that the chats are so lazy to learn this. That's why they complain about camping instead of learning and improving. Fourth step says, analyze all approaches. Yes, you gotta plan what to do in the map, where you're gonna be sitting, analyze all sounds, all grenades, all gunshots, so basically have a plan, so you can predict where people is gonna be. Learning all the sounds of the map is very important, where a metal plate is located, where you hear footsteps, and most important, if you're in a bush, moving makes you sound, so all that knowledge should be in your head before taking any action. Also, if you're holding an angle or spots, it is crucial to know where people can come from, what would be the behavior of them in the area. Also, it's important to analyze all player routes. Fortunately, in this game people run like headless chickens, so it is easy to hear them coming. Analyze all sounds, all your environment and your positioning, and you will have the upper hand. And last, and of course the most important one, perfect execution. This is where here you apply all the knowledge and all the 4 earlier steps to perform the kill, to act, to know what to do and to get the perfect shot. But remember, the most important thing about this game is not to kill the heaviest chat. I know it's about the message, but also you gotta make it alive with all the juicy loot. So I'm gonna give it some example here and applying the knowledge with a simple clip. In this clip, I'm waiting inside the dam, since this is a one-time extract and many people come here. I know for a fact that people avoid the far corner extracts, so they think they are safe here. As you can see, I heard footsteps from my right. Pretty sure he's heavy. So the first thing I know it is he's coming from the right, and I know also I have leg meta ammo, so I gotta make him enter the dam to chomp the legs, since my ammo is not able to penetrate his armor or helmet, and I don't know what helmets he's using. So what I know is he's heavy, he's approaching here, and he can see me from the window. So to fix that, I move to the right, so he can see me entering. So before moving, I gotta make sure I have the creep enabled. This is very important, so my footsteps are not heard. Also keep in mind, I hear gunshots to the first left, so I know he's not coming here. Since in order for you to enter to the dam from the left, they gotta step on a metal plate, and I didn't hear the sound. I don't hear a sound. That means he's also creeping, so we gotta be patient at all. Wait for the perfect opportunity. Well, you heard that? That sound means he pulled out a grenade. And don't panic when they throw grenades, because remember, they will do everything to make you react, so don't react if it is not necessary. Make them react to you. The grenade toss make the SWAT thinks it's safe. It gives a false sense of security. Now he's moving towards me. He's no longer creeping. That means he thinks he's safe. And he doesn't suspect a thing about us. And as I told you before, they are lazy to clear every single corner of the extract. And as I told you, he has a good helmet with face shield, and remember, my ammo is dumb. There's no way I can penetrate that. So what I do here is risky, but it can work, since the guy jumped out of a chair after the first few shots. He's gonna enable the sweat mode and move forward in panic to avoid death, but that's what we want. So we have a clear sight on his kneecaps and perfect execution. But of course we are not done yet, since we are still in the raid. So do you expect me is for activate the dam, takes the loot and extract, right? Well, actually no, since someone else can come for the third party. Remember that this is a time extract and all around will be alerted. And remember, earlier we heard shots from another guy, some silence shots. So what we do here is to activate the dam and come back to the spot in case someone else decides to show up. Remember, you have discipline on this, on not looting right away. After the dam is closed, there's no reason to come here, since the extract is already closed, and remember the dam is a one-time extract, so you will have all the time in the world to loot and go. This is why we use cheap gear, so you can replace it with the expensive one and your kit is now effective and disposable. And once everything is packed, we analyze the timer. It says 22 minutes left. That means in 7 minutes I gotta wait in order to go to the parking lot extract. That's a pretty long window to get outratted. So what we do here is unexpected. We go to the corner exfil and avoiding all the POIs. No one will think we are heading to the extra on the other side of the map, so we do that. Remember that we have to be unexpected. And that's right, there's no one contesting our hard-earned loot. Walk out here and I can call this raid a perfect execution. We didn't get shot, not even once, and of course we got all the loot. Sure, we can wait for a little bit more loot, but remember that this is an important thing you gotta learn. In this game, greed can kill you, so you always be careful in that. Well, this is the basic thought process that I go every time I'm writing, and of course not every time you will walk away with the loots. There's a lot of variables that they can go wrong. Just worry about the ones that you are in control, like patience, knowledge and awareness. Other than that, if you don't succeed, try it again until you make it. And Mr. TurboChat, if you hunt a rat, that means that you're actually paying attention and committing to the, of course, protecting yourself with your loot and of course your kit. So chats, rats, what we have in common is we can learn from our mistakes and improve. Don't blame anyone else but yourself. That's the way you are willing to learn and not repeat the same mistake as all chats do. Only the weak put the blame in others. Thanks for watching. If you want any other advice, you can comment in this video. I'll read all the comments, leave a like and share this with your friends, since this helped me to grow up and bring you better quality videos. Also, helps both chats and rats. This is a double-edged sword, and I say thanks to the people who supports this video. You are the best, and of course I mean it. And you, if you want to contribute this, your help will be always appreciated, and of course, if you bless this circus with some money, okay, I will appreciate it a ton, and I will be forever grateful, and of course help me bring to more of these videos. Remember that the knowledge is free, but retribution is forever. So thanks for your time, and I see you on the next video.